Right, bear with me. Trying to get in here, and then I want to get my notes because I was guided to do several different readings with notes. So, all right, I hope everybody has been doing excellent, having a good time, sharing good energy with people in good places, doing good things, of course. Let's see. All right. All right. All right, I'm going to probably do several different readings throughout the day when I find time. But this is the first one. Let me see, what was this title? I don't know if I put an actual title. Oh, I just said that I was going live. Okay, so here I am. We're live. Okay, but I had a lot of downloads. So ultimately, one of the first ones was just talking about kind of like the things that the collective is not going to do. I'm like, so, me personally, I kept equating myself in these scenarios so that people could maybe either or equate their own scenarios. So the first one is like what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to lie, cheat, steal, do spell work, physically assault people or scam people, right? There's likely many more things that we wouldn't do, right? Collective. But even if you've come across people like that, it's like you may have encountered them, you didn't run with them. There's a difference. It's like, oh yeah, I know this person or I've met this person versus, oh yeah, me and this person hang out, we affiliate ourselves with each other, we have a close knit, tight relationship. Being in cahoots is not your energy. You're in the right crowd, in my opinion. Um, and it's kind of like those other individuals are very much in this mindset of being in the second when they could be in the first, and they want to kind of put you in that energy, but you're just not gonna. I don't know. I feel like a settling energy here in the collective. So let's see. All right. So tell us more about, what was that I just said? Tell us more about this one. Oh, the things that you're not going to do. Okay, so the things that the collective is not going to do. So let's elaborate. Ooh, okay, so that's a good one. The collective is not going to be involved in any unrequited love situation. The collective is not going to get in scenarios or situations where their heart will be broken or they're breaking other people's hearts. They're not in situations where there will be or could be any manipulation. No white stands, no cheating. Like I said, it's so funny because it's literally on the dang card, the same card. And I just read you my notes, what I said that the download was. All right, what else is the collective not going to do? Yeah, the collective is not going to accept any new beginnings or new relationships that, okay, so that involve any individuals from their past is what I'm getting here. Like there's no situations where the people from their past, um, especially not people who are in this energy, this deceitful, lying, tricking kind of energy. So it's like if anyone is confused, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for the right time to come back towards the collective. If you're like me, you don't want anything to do with any from your past. And if you're like me, the past means like, are you in my present? Did we have lunch today? Did we talk last week? Because if we didn't, you probably are not a part of my life and you probably won't be. And it's not even a probability. Personally, it's like, no, no, no. I keep my things very close knit and close to my, I don't, yeah. So I feel like, yeah, very traditional type of reality, in that you're going to value oneself. And that was a huge part too. That was the download I got before, and Spirit was telling me to change the title of it. So there's a difference between self-love, self-value, and self-care. Those are all three different things. And thank you for the likes. I really appreciate that. But those are all three different things. And when you're looking at your whole entire, like your highest self embodies all of those. So in that high Hierophant energy in the correct ways, right? So you're going to be clarifying yourself. And by clarifying, I mean like presenting yourself to people, coming through in the world in such a way, right? I also got another download about like the financial situations and circumstances changing, which I know a lot of people are usually concerned about because they do a lot of like spell work towards your money, your businesses, and things like that. But I I personally can testify to a tripled income energy, like a tripled income engine. And let's say, okay, let's say you're like, okay, I don't have an income yet. I'm, just lost my job or whatever. A tripled income energy is what I got. It's what I received. That's the message to the collective. A tripled income. Um, yeah, look, I cannot make this up. Yes, you've been working steadfast and in that energy of kind of moving on from any like lack mindset, or even if they tried to like take a profession from you in the past. Like for me personally, I was confirmed that like, oh no, they didn't take it from you here, because it's like you really like if okay, so for me, I was a state and I really hated being tied to everybody else's schedule and not having my own. So you really can't work when you want to as a realtor. You end up working when your clients want to go see that house, right? I mean, let's just be honest. And so I learned how to possibly be out of that mentality of like having to work so hard versus creating businesses for yourself. Now with me, they wanted to take that business opportunity away from me. And now as I created new business endeavors that, flourish and are like easy to continue, building and growing and establishing in multiple states, countries, etc. Because of that, I've been actually given back. Like everything that I thought I lost, I was like, oh no, see, this is how you do it. And it ends up being on a grander scale where you're maybe even less removed from the like hardships of it. And when I say hardships, it's like the hardship for me was having to drag my kids all the time to showings. You know what I mean? The hardship for me was like not really being able to make ends meet and stuff being tight. So there's this huge transition in that space of your life, collective. And that's where that tripled money energy is coming from. And it's because you were able to figure this information about like budgeting, how to, use your finances and create the energy that you need to with money. Because again, money and are the things that you cannot get back, right? But you also know how to regenerate and recreate that for yourself because of your budgeting and how like it's like and how you spend is too. It's like you don't do an excess. If you're like me, you don't do things like excess, right? You probably take steroids. The fact that you're even in somebody's comment saying something like that. I hope, I really hope that you heal, that you feel like you have to go online and say demeaning things to other people to make yourself feel bigger and better. All right? I'm removing you now. Have a good one. See, that's also people's problem. Their efforts are useless with you. It's kind of like if they, if they were attempting something, it's like it's not fruitful. They end up being checked. They end up being, looked at as kind of like, well, what are you doing? What are you over here? Like, what is this even for? Again, I didn't even realize that's the energy. People like that person. People who have to make themselves feel better by being manipulative or evil to other people. Okay. And you're sitting in this, high horse energy, decidedly so. And I would say don't even step down. Don't even look at yourself as not being on a high horse. Continue to stay on that route, because how you create that self-value, and the self-care. So I don't know if you've tuned into any of my previous readings, but I was talking about how I was going to stop getting my nails done. Now, getting my nails done for me at a certain period of my business, it felt like more work. And it took a lot of time because I would be sitting in the nail salon for several hours. Now, as a result, I said, okay, I'm going to do my nails myself. I thought it was being frugal. I thought it was, but in reality, I was just taking away the self-care that I needed to continue to place my self-value and continue to create that environment of self-love for myself. So I realized not go. I started to notice when I didn't go, like how bad my nails looked, like how unpresentable I felt. And as a result of it, it was kind of like, well, maybe that's not for you. Maybe you understand the things that you're supposed to understand in these situations, but maybe changing things would take away. So Spirit's definitely calling people to kind of look at the things, like don't look at the tower moments. Don't ever see a tower moment as somebody taking something away. This is an opportunity for you to kind of see, especially if you're in any personal tower moments. Like I never see anything as tower. I see it as an opportunity to kind of figure out what I'm supposed to do next, right? Those tower moments, or even big tower moments, are actually supposed to be awakenings. If people would look at them as such and not, try to place blame or try to scurry around and like hold on to other people as they're falling, is the kind of energy from the outside. Um, that's what keeps you steadfast. That's what keeps you in your happy home. And home I mean your body, your vessel, because it's all about the self, right? It's not about the people that live under the roof, because granted, you could be under the roof with people who have no regard for you, who treat you maliciously. It's happened, right? Where you're living in this type of environment, and you have to break free from that mentally. You have to escape the 3D mentally, right? And that's a part of your creating self-value, knowing that the things that are around you are not your actual reality. It is a circumstance of today, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not the right position or trajectory to move forward, right? So there's a lot of that. Yeah, having that mindset and know like how to kind of break free from that too. There's a lot of stuff though that happens in the spiritual, ascension in the spiritual world that we have to figure out on our own. So granted, you have to get good at being able to show people where they stand, keep them where they need to be, and move forward. In that, now I'm into here because this is the last card that came out. So like I said, this message was mostly just kind of about, because you're probably not a lying, cheating, scamming, manipulative, fake person, and you've done everything above the board, above the board. You are entitled to this triple money energy, and I guess that's what this should have been called, triple money, because I can confirm it firsthand. That is the energy collective is either moving into or is already in right now, because I personally am already in, so you should be receiving it too. Let me see, I want to do close out here. I think, let's see, I'll just do this dog oracle, and then I'll come with the next stuff. Yeah. Instinct and your intuition. And with respect to like expressing yourself, yeah, that's going to bring you a lot of joy. Ooh, and I feel like people will be grateful for that, because I just saw the gratitude card. Definitely heavy on this instinct energy. Let me see. Boundaries. I said that in the beginning too. Don't feel any type of way for keeping your boundaries and ensuring that, like, when people try to overstep them, see, because that's where people get stuff twisted. They feel like, oh, collective won't let me overstep their boundaries. No, that's why the boundaries are there. The fence is there to keep the dog on the other side, correct? So that's where, that's what bound for. So if you feel like people feel like you're restricting them from having access to you, appropriate, decidedly so. I would keep that energy, collective, keep that energy, because you don't receive what you want to receive when you don't have boundaries, because a lack of boundaries means that anything can go, and that's not the energy that you should be in. That was a heavy download. Give me a second, competition. That was definitely a download that I kind of was asked to refocus on because I was with my children last night, and I have a habit with my daughter because she's the baby and she's the only girl. But I feel like I did spoil all of my children, but I have a habit with her, like, I think it's worse because I had 2 boys, so I never got to get all the girly stuff. And then now it's kind of like one of those things where I want to make sure that she has everything. I'm trying to feed maybe my inner child her, but that doesn't work, and I know that. That was also another thing too. I'll bring that up in another reading because I'm going to do a few more. But I learned how, like, boundaries with my children. Like, we went to somewhere and it's okay. They tell you, this, the entry price is $20 per person, and then mom, you're automatically free or something like that. And we don't know what it is that we're paying for. We can go in without paying for said things, but my daughter's like, I want a wristband. And it's like, Okay, so we get her the wristband, but then she totally doesn't use it. So it became one of those moments for me where it's like, okay, maybe I should show her how to maybe make better choices and to kind of wait to see if it's something that you actually want. Like it was bouncy houses, and so it's like, okay, yeah, you spend $20 and you get on all the bounces. Now you would be expecting at least five bouncy houses, right? 4 or 5 bouncy houses. They said mom can get on them too, so you'd be expecting the big ones, right? Not even the case. It was like they might as well have deflated those things. Anyway, it's just the point. It's the principle behind, making sure you set boundaries and keep them. That's the best thing because that keeps what? The dog on the other side of the fence. All right, I hope this has been helpful, insightful in some way or shape or form. Catch you on the next one. Later.